Hello there. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. March 3 is observed as World Wildlife Day, a day set aside to remind us of the importance of protecting our plants, animals, and natural environment. Here in Jamaica, we continue to work to preserve our rich biodiversity and ensure that future generations can enjoy the beauty and benefits of our natural heritage. We have a feature on that in today's lineup. But first, let's take the news. Stay with us.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, March 3, 2026. Jamaica's estimated damage from Hurricane Melissa has now climbed to nearly $10 billion. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness gave that sobering update as he addressed a town hall meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis last Friday. Hurricane Melissa made landfall on October 28, 2025, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake, particularly in the western region of the island. Dr. Holness highlights that the losses extend beyond government infrastructure.
The World Bank estimated that the damage was somewhere in the region of about $8.6 billion, my vague recollection of it. We just finalized that figure through the PIOJ, and it is closer to $10 billion of damage. US are talking. Granted, not everything that was destroyed is public. Hotels, private businesses, private residents, but it's still destroyed.
The Prime Minister says the recovery effort will focus heavily on climate resilience with reconstruction designed to better withstand future extreme weather events.
So we're going to build either in more secure and defensible locations, but we're also going to build to different standards. We're going to build it such that if there is another super phenomenal event, another extreme event, like Hurricane Melissa, the facility will not be damaged, and the facility will be able to continue service.
In that same vein, Dr. Holness also announced that the formal reconstruction phase will begin shortly, with the board of the National Reconstruction Authority, NARA, to be named and an executive director appointed. NARA is to lead, coordinate, fast-track, and oversee national rebuilding efforts in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. Specialized engineering firms engaged by the government are now moving to conduct detailed structural assessments of more than 100 health centers that suffered damage during Hurricane Melissa. These assessments will determine whether facilities need reinforcement, strategic modifications to enhance resilience, or should be completely abandoned and reconstructed. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, led a planning workshop in Hanover last week to discuss next steps with all critical players in the 5 most affected parishes.
So these engineering firms will start in the short order to begin what we consider to be phase 2 of the reconstruction. And the workshop today is just aligning all the critical players in all the 5 parishes in the initial stages anyway to what the objective of this response is in this phase.
Dr. Tufton gave the update during a press briefing held last Thursday at the Western Regional Health Authority's technical office in Freeport, St. James. He revealed that for St. James, 5 of its 24 health centers were substantially damaged and were either not being used or only partially so. These are Johns Hall, Springmount, Garlands, Lottery, and Roehampton, which is to be rebuilt based on its level of destruction. A decision was also taken to relocate the facility, and so land is being sought for the construction of a new and larger Roehampton Health Center. The other 4 health centers suffered extensive damage to roofing and internal water damage. Mobile health units have been offering services to the affected communities on a temporary basis. Dr. Tufton says the Smart Health Facility Standard, which emphasizes disaster-resilient and climate-smart structures, will be adopted for rebuilding of the impacted health centers.
So part of the work of the engineering firms will be to assess not just the integrity, but how we can build back stronger. And starting maybe in another week or so, they'll be out in the field to do that.
Meanwhile, Cabinet has approved the establishment of a special project team within the Ministry of Health that will work with the National Agency for Regional Administration, NARA, to oversee the medium to long-term rebuilding of both health centers and hospitals. This will be supported by the structural engineering assessments of the 105 impacted health centers, as well as another assessment being done of 3 major hospitals in the region, namely the Black River Hospital in St. Elizabeth, Falmouth Hospital, and the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover.
And those 3 hospitals are going to be assessed, and we have started to determine whether they remain in their location or they are relocated to other safer grounds, meaning away from the coastline, and are built back in a stronger way to withstand hurricane force winds.
Dr. Tufton says the ministry is also in discussions with the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, to potentially expand the health system strengthening program to provide resources for these 3 hospitals.
And the technical work is now being done to determine on that. And we're hoping to have some decisions around that sometime later this year, maybe by the middle of the year. In the meantime, the work on those facilities are ongoing to at least create ongoing work to support the efforts of health response in those communities.
Ground has officially been broken and a contract signed for the long-awaited redevelopment of the Alexandria Market in St. Anne. The project, which has been under consideration for several years, is now set to move into the construction phase, with work to start in short order. The more than a century-old market, which fell into a state of disrepair and was eventually abandoned by vendors, will be transformed into a sustainably modern produce and meat market. The new facility is expected to include covered vending areas, cold storage, sanitary conveniences, proper drainage, and designated loading zones, plus a small administrative office. Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, says a transportation center will also be constructed next to the market to help alleviate traffic congestion in the town.
So we are going to be allowing persons coming in to Alexandria who drive and want to park their vehicles and come to shop, and for the public transportation system to have easy access to the area.
Phase 1 of construction works on the new facility being built to accommodate residents and staff of the Trelawny Infirmary is expected to be completed shortly, despite recent setbacks caused by inclement weather. During a recent tour of the project site, Minister Desmond McKenzie said he was pleased with the progress being made.
Last time I was here, we were at the stage where we were just preparing the ground. So as you can see, a lot of work has gone on since my last visit. Now the foundation has been laid completely, and as you can see, one of the units have been installed. There was some itch in clearing the others from the wharf. That has been completed.
The Trelawny Infirmary suffered severe damage during the passage of Hurricane Melissa, leaving approximately 60 residents and 40 staff members displaced, as the facility was deemed unsafe for occupancy. The displaced individuals were initially accommodated at Hague Primary School, but have since been relocated to the Elliston Wakeland Youth Centre in Falmouth. Minister McKenzie explains that the works represent the first phase of the infirmary's reconstruction.
Because the second phase will include the administrative office, the washroom, and the kitchen, and other facilities will come in phase 2, which will be adjacent to this facility.
And finally, the 105 students that attend the Pisgah Primary and Infant School in St. Elizabeth are now learning in an improved, dignified space. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, officially handed over the fully rehabilitated facilities at the school recently, marking the completion of a nearly 2-year project valued $178 million. The work was implemented under the Basic Needs Trust Fund and financed by the Government of Jamaica in partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank. A new infant school and improved classrooms in the rest of the facility, including new roofing, are among the upgrades. A multi-purpose court, perimeter fencing, and car park have also been upgraded, along with other amenities. Principal of Pisgah Primary, Patricia Scarlett Forrester, has welcomed the development.
This new facility, upgraded facility, will definitely enhance learning because the environment that we were in, it was extremely uncomfortable. However, with this new facility, we have been doing well. Amidst all of that, we were doing well, and we can only get better with this new facility.
The upgraded compound was also designed to function as a shelter during times of natural disaster. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
When disaster strikes, the government must move swiftly. But even in moments of urgency, transparency with the public remains essential. Emergency government procurement is a special legal process designed to allow public entities to rapidly acquire goods, works, or services when time is critical and lives and the public interests are at risk. This process applies during hurricanes, floods, and other natural disasters or periods of public emergency, which necessitates the award of contract to effect repairs or remedial action to safeguard the public interest, protect infrastructure, and protect public monies from loss. While standard procurement timelines may be adjusted, the rules do not disappear. Accountability and transparency remains the foundation of every decision. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service has issued Guidance Note number 2 of 2025, which clearly outlines the procurement methodologies, the required terms and conditions, and the standards governing procurement during emergencies or extreme urgency. Every emergency contract must be justified, documented, and publicly disclosed, because speed must never come at the expense of trust. Emergency procurement is not about shortcuts, nor is it a free-for-all. It is about speed with responsibility, protecting lives, safeguarding infrastructure, and ensuring that public funds are used wisely, even when every second counts.
Across Jamaica, vulnerable citizens are receiving critical support through government programs designed to restore dignity and hope. From healthcare and temporary shelter to rehabilitation and reintegration into society, targeted interventions are helping homeless individuals rebuild their lives. We take a closer look in this next feature.
Behind these images are stories. Stories that are unique to each individual, but an outcome that is common to many. That is, being faced with the situation of no resources to provide the security of food and shelter. We share the inspiring stories of individuals whose lives have been transformed through proactive measures undertaken by the government, reflecting the promise of hope and the power of collective action.
My story started back in 2019 when I was on my feet, having my own apartment, my car, and working while going to school. I was doing fine until COVID happened.
I lost my job and I was at home for a bit of time trying to source another job. But I had a bit of difficulty trying to find additional jobs due to the fact that I didn't have really my documentations because they were destroyed.
When COVID happened, I was at my job, which restructured, so I had to gain different employment. It took me a while to get some employment, but my new employment couldn't cover my bills. I got really depressed and I ended up in the hospital where I received some treatment for my depression.
I was walking on the street after being kicked out. Eventually, a gentleman saw me on the street. He listened to my story and advised me to go to the police station. And then they eventually brought me to the shelter.
Being homeless is a frightening and life-changing experience, but the bright side is knowing that help is available. For many, like Miss X and Mr. B, they are able to access the services of the Poor Relief Department. It's an agency of the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development that has responsibility to assist the destitute and alleviate poverty at the parish level. The Poor Relief Department provides several programs that are offered through the 13 municipal corporations across the island. Among them are night shelters and drop-in centers to cater to a growing homeless and destitute population.
The shelter has come in handy for me on a daily basis because a lot of times I don't have a meal or a place to shower or, change your clothes.
The homeless and the mentally challenged, as well as the destitute poor, they are able to come in, have a bath, change their clothing. Sometimes we do a bit of counseling. Sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. So they will come in and talk to us. They are able to get breakfast, lunch, and of course supper.
When persons come to be groomed, the personnel from the health center will come and on the same day would give them their medication on spot.
There is also the Desmond Mackenzie Transitional Center for the Homeless.
The objective of the center is to reduce homelessness across the municipality. It's also to empower our service users through motivational strategies. It's also to reintegrate individuals back into society and to restore normalcy. Then we try to get these individuals to set goals, and when they set these goals, we monitor them. We assist them, we liaison with other agencies, other stakeholders.
It is these and other services being offered that continue to make a significant impact on the lives of the clients being served through the Poor Relief Program.
The shelter was really impactful on me due to the fact that, one, it had allowed me to have somewhere to sleep, that's one. Additionally, it also helped in assisting me to figure out my next steps and my plans and create some short-term goals in order to achieve what I want to achieve, which is pretty much independence for myself, just to be able to survive and function like a regular person.
I'm really grateful for the Desmond Mackenzie Transitional Center for the Homeless, because when I was at my worst, I got safety and protection while being, fed and supported. When I came here, I was almost finished with school and I got supported by the staff here, and also I gained different employment.
They advised me of the jobs here in the area, and I eventually landed a job. They assisted me with bus fares, and when I come home from work, there's always food saved for me. So it has really impacted me in a way where I would say that it's beneficial in terms of helping me get back on my feet.
And there are others across municipalities with similar stories of achievements.
So in terms of success stories, we have 2 persons who went through the hard NSTA empowerment program and was successful. And at the moment, we have 4 persons lined up who are waiting to be processed. They are waiting on their identification, since that is a requirement of the program. Also, there are 2 persons who have been rehabilitated and has come back out in society and is living on their own and is functioning in a normal.
I would say that this is a great move for Jamaica, because most people who find themselves in difficult situations, they just need that extra bit of support so that they can get on with life. I don't have the things that I have before, but I'm feeling very positive that soon I will, because now I'm finished school and I am gainfully employed. So I'm looking forward to the future much more than I would have before being in my state of depression.
And so the charge to persons who are at their lowest, with no income, no support, no food, no shelter.
Don't get lost in the mental aspect of things. Finding someone that you can talk to, where you can create a game plan on how to recover, as opposed to just sitting down and thinking the worst.
I would say don't be ashamed of your situation. There are several places where you can get shelter and provision while you're down to get back up. Remember, this place is about transition, and so they don't want to see you down for too long. So any supportive services they can offer, they will.
Through the government's unwavering commitment, we've witnessed how policies, support systems, and community-driven efforts are indeed reshaping lives and providing a beacon of hope for those struggling with homelessness. This serves as a reminder that when we unite under a common goal and extend our hands to those in need, transformative shifts occur. Together, we can continue to build a society where every individual finds the opportunity and support to reclaim their lives, fostering a nation where no one is left behind.
Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Jamaica Magazine. As we observe World Wildlife Day 2026, we highlight ongoing conservation efforts to protect our rich flora and fauna, with special focus on the pimento plant, a cherished symbol of our natural and cultural heritage. Take a look.
On March 3, the world pauses to observe World Wildlife Day, an international observance led by the global community under the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, known as CITES. This year's theme, medicinal and aromatic plants, conserving health, heritage, and livelihood, reminds us that nature is more than beauty. It serves as medicine, memory, and or livelihood. And here in Jamaica, one plant tells that story in a powerful way: the pimento. Known globally as allspice, pimento is deeply woven into Jamaica's history, cuisine, and economy. Yet, like many of our endemic plant species, it faces many growing threats, chief among them, habitat loss caused by climate pressures. Jamaica became a party to CITES in 1997, with NEPA playing a key role in protecting our natural heritage. And that's where the pimento plant comes in. The species is dioecious, meaning male and female trees are separate but share the same scientific name. Both produce blossoms, but typically only the female tree matures to produce the berry known as allspice. Protecting plants like pimento begins with conservation on the ground.
At the National Environment and Planning Agency, our role is to safeguard Jamaica's flora through habitat protection, regulation, research, and public education. We support plant conservation by regulating the activities that impact our native and threatened plants. Our work is guided as well by many national policies and international commitments, including the Convention on Biological Diversity, and that ensure that conservation efforts are not only science-based, but are done in such a sustainable and inclusive manner. Jamaica's native and endemic species, they face several major threats, and some of these include habitat loss as a result of deforestation and land use change, invasive alien species, unsustainable harvesting practices, and of course climate change. Even in biodiversity hotspots like the Blue and Drunken Mountains, extreme weather conditions such as hurricanes, droughts, fires can significantly impact plant population. Our threatened and endemic species are particularly at risk, because most of these plants are also limited in their distribution island-wide and also in their population numbers.
Science helps us to understand and protect what makes Jamaica unique. The pimento plant, native to our island, is more than the spice behind our signature flavor. It also has medicinal, aromatic, and cultural uses, proving that this small berry carries big value for Jamaica's heritage and biodiversity.
Pimento is a very useful spice. We have used it for a variety of methods. Some people use it to get rid of gas, and it's used in combination with other herbs for health, general health and welfare.
So even before the research, if you go back to what tradition shows you, the tradition tells you that pimento as a food has been used extensively, but also as a medicine it's been extensively used for things like dietary issues, for pain, abdominal pain, and for physical pain. So it's used both internally and externally. And when you look at the plant across the region, that use is extensive and is recorded across many, many countries. What the science is really good at doing is then coming along and saying, well, what's the traditional use? And is there research that we can do to find out why it's effective? And then when you look at all of the other countries, you suddenly find not just 1 or 2 uses, you find 5, 6, 7 uses. So then you combine that traditional use with the scientific endeavors, and that traditional knowledge is really supported and expanded. And that's what makes it very powerful. Traditional knowledge combined with scientific exploration to support the expansion of that traditional use.
I think we're approximately 22% endemic plants, which is not too bad off, but we're thankful for what we have, and it's very important to maintain it.
From medicine to memory, from science to sustainability, pimento tells a uniquely Jamaican story. This World Wildlife Day, as we celebrate medicinal and aromatic plants, we're reminded that conserving our endemic species means protecting our health, our heritage, and our future.
Everyone has a role to play, and together we can conserve Jamaica's plant heritage.
Are you interested in buying land or property? Here are the steps you should follow. Step 1. Find out who is legally authorized to sell the property. Step 2. Ensure all property tax payments are up to date. Step 3. Consult an attorney at law who will guide you through the process and protect your interests. You can also use eLand Jamaica to check on matters pertaining to your property purchase. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us on WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating today, and to those marking a special anniversary. We wish you all the very best. Remember, in the meantime, please visit our website at jis.gov.jm for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.